Franklin Resources is offering an unusually high dividend yield. In fact, the dividend yield is currently near a 10-year high. Franklin Resources declined by about 30% over the past year, while the asset management industry was under attack. But Franklin Resources continues to execute, and the stock could be a favorable value pick for dividend investors. So let's take a look. Franklin Resources is an investment management company named after Benjamin Franklin. Imagine that. Franklin Resources manages the Franklin Templeton family of mutual funds with over $700 billion of assets. Like many other industries, the asset management industry is facing difficulty. There's fierce competition as many brokerages cut fees and trading commissions in an effort to retain clients. The industry is battling lower cost options that have enticed investors to embrace the do-it-yourself investing. Perfect examples include the onset of ETFs, which often have much lower expenses than traditional mutual funds. As a result, assets under management for Franklin fell by about 5% in 2018, causing the company's operating income to decline by about 6% from the previous year. Despite the weak performance last year, the company still has a positive long-term growth trend. So what should we expect going forward? First, there is an aging population. As the population ages, and along with increasing life expectancy, there are many more retirees and a need for retirement planning services. Franklin can also grow by acquisition, such as when it recently acquired Benefit Street, which has $26 billion in assets. Share repurchases will be another driver. Although 2018 was a difficult year, Franklin Resources returned $3.5 billion to shareholders through buybacks and dividends, a 191% increase from the previous year. For example, the company announced two separate dividend increases during 2018, a 15% increase in June and another 13% increase in December. Not only that, Franklin Resources also paid a special dividend of $3 per share in 2018, along with its regular quarterly dividend. The increased cash returns have not been enough to offset Franklin Resources' declining share price over the past year, but investors sitting on the sidelines have the opportunity to buy shares of Franklin Resources at an unusually high dividend yield. Thanks to the company's continued dividend increases, the stock now has a current yield of about 3.3%, representing a 10-year high for the shares. So now, let's take a look at the charts. And now we're looking at the 20-year monthly chart on Franklin Resources. The symbol is BEN, B-E-N. For disclosure purposes, I do not own any Franklin at this time. Now, looking at the chart, we have a recent bottom at this level here in late 2018. We had another bottom here in the 2016 timeframe through there. Now, normally, I don't like to see both a downward trend in the lows and a downward trend in the highs. But you know me, I like to look at the oscillators. So what do we see there? Well, let's first start out here with the MACD. Now, this is the bottoming process in 2016 with a top there in late 2017 and then another contraction here. Now, looking at this closely, it looks to me that we're setting up a base here through that area, and is going to take us here into early 2019, and it may take another month or two or so, but in my opinion, this is forming a base here. So I think this is more significant than the price trend simply because that the MAC shows an upward trend, and I think that's showing a divergence, and I like divergences when it comes to the MACD. So there in the monthly, we're seeing a divergence. We're seeing a basing set up here at a higher low than this previous low in 2016. So to me, that's favorable. And you can see the same thing here in the histogram, that low there, down here, and we are definitely improving. Moving on down into the price rate of change, same thing, heading on up. So a lot of the oscillators are showing some good improvement. You can see that there, and you can see it happening again here. So in my mind, we're definitely bottoming, and I think this is going to be heading on up. I'm not going to say it's going to head up fast, but I do believe that things are improving. Again, fast line on the stochastic has moved through the slow line here and perhaps going to make its way up. We'll have to wait and see if it's anything like this past movement there in 2015, 2016. The volume looks fine. And then the Williams again, looking at the old low, that upward trend. And to me, it looks like we have another upward trend in the Williams back up to the price chart. So I am not concerned by this lower low in the price or the lower high at that level. I think things are improving. So for my bet, this is something to take a close look at. And as usual, please conduct your research on the fundamentals. But so far, in my opinion, the technicals look good. So for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.